On this edition of inCycle, the 2013 Giro d'Italia and success for Alex Dowsett.
My goal for the Giro was to get through it, to experience my first Grand Tour.
We pick a selection of unlikely wearers of the Maglia Rosa.
I can't thank my team enough for giving me that opportunity. It's a once in a lifetime for a guy like me, and what a fantastic team.
But first, the eccentric Filippo Pozzato shows off his extraordinary bike collection. Few cyclists possess the flair and charisma of Filippo Pozzato. After 18 years in the peloton, the irrepressible Italian finally stepped away from racing in 2018. Pozzato gathered and maintained an extraordinary bike collection. Among them are those he rode to some of his biggest victories and others gifted by some sporting greats. In the year of his retirement, the self-styled maestro invited inCycle to his garage to check out his favourite bicycles.
Ciao a tutti, sono Filippo Pozzato, per tutti quanti Pippo, e questa è la mia collezione di biciclette personale che tengo solo per me. Sono partito perché sicuramente penso che nel fine carriera l'unica cosa che mi potrà rimanere sono le magliette e le biciclette sicuramente, quindi dalla prima che ho avuto quando ho cominciato ad andare in bici a 9 anni fino all'ultima ho sempre voluto tenerle tutte e custodirle gelosamente. Allora, nella collezione ci sono più o meno 25 o 27 biciclette, adesso non ricordo bene. Diciamo che ci sono tutte, da quelle del primo anno, primo mondiale fatto a cronometro con la Mapei, quindi una col nago in carbonio, una delle prime fatte in carbonio, visto che prima usavamo l'alluminio, e dopo ci sono dentro quelle della vittoria al Tirreno Adriatico, quella delle tappe al Tour de France, la tappa al Giro d'Italia, il quarto posto al mondiale, e quella sicuramente più significativa per me, con la quale sono più geloso di tutti, quella della vittoria della Milano-Sanremo. E purtroppo me ne manca una, che è quella del Gran Premio di Amburgo del 2005, perché un meccanico della Quick Step me l'ha venduta senza dirmelo quando gli avevo detto di tenermela, quindi non si sa che fine abbia fatto quella bici e la cosa mi dispiace molto. Ho quella di Fabian, di Cancellara, dove ho un rapporto di amicizia particolare con Fabian, visto che lo conosco da quando abbiamo 16 anni, abbiamo cominciato a correre molto presto insieme, poi quando eravamo in Mapei, e quella di Fabian me l'ha regalata lui 3 anni fa. È un'altra bici che mi è stata abbastanza a cuore, non fino in fondo, perché ho fatto secondo poi la Milano-Sanremo, la bicicletta del 2008 che avevo fatto fare con i fiori insieme alle scarpe, al casco, tutto preparato per la Milano-Sanremo, però poi purtroppo la vita cancellare, io feci secondo, però avevo la bici con i fiori, quindi la cosa è rimasta ed era molto fashion. La Villiers è sicuramente in questo momento la mia preferita, perché la sto utilizzando dall'anno scorso con questo colore ramato che ha avuto un grandissimo successo, quindi la vedo come, tra virgolette, una bici mia, anche se non sono cresciuto con Villiers, ma alla fine sono con Villiers in questi ultimi anni e la sento una cosa abbastanza mia e personale. La ramata, che sembra questo colore bronzo ramato, come viene chiamato da loro, è una cosa unica perché racchiude la storicità del prodotto Villiers con la tecnologia dei nuovi telai che sta facendo, quindi da lì è nata l'idea l'anno scorso di ritornare a fare questi colori che per loro sono storici su un telaio nuovissimo, ed è una cosa per me unica e veramente importante da avere. La bici per me è un qualcosa di particolare, perché è un amore che è nato fin da quando ero piccolo ed è quello che mi ha dato tutto quello che ho ora, quindi devo molto alla bicicletta e c'ho sempre avuto una venerazione quando ero bambino per la bici e quindi adesso sono molto, molto appassionato di tecnologia e tecnica della bicicletta, quindi cerco di informare su tutte le ultime cose che ci sono e da lì nasce il rapporto che ho con la bicicletta. Non le vado a vedere tante volte perché le ho fatte mettere su un garage apposta con allarme perché ho paura che me le rubino, però ogni tanto mi piace andare lì, guardarmele da solo e farmi tornare in mente tutti i ricordi che ho su queste biciclette, perché penso sia una storia importante, il rapporto che si è avuto con la propria bici è un qualcosa che va al di là del semplice mezzo meccanico. Penso che ci sia un qualcosa di più sentimentale e profondo.
A time trial specialist looks at the cycling calendar with a more scrupulous eye than most and encircles just a few dates, the days which hopefully they'll never forget. For the six-time British national time trial champion Alex Dowsett, one of those days was stage 8 of the 2013 Giro d'Italia.
54.8 kilometres of individual time trial, as you can see from the weather. That's what we're worried about, clouds. It's stormy.
So we never really did any recon. I rode the first 20k of the route. But yeah, I mean, Wiggins had told me a bit about the course a couple of days before, and he was like, the gaps are going to be huge. And 55k TT, so it was long. There's a lot to it. There's a climb at the end, and I mean, the equipment we were using was hideous. Like, the Pinarello was very slow. My goal for the Giro was to get through it, to experience my first Grand Tour, and going to Movistar. A lot of people were questioned it, like British rider leaving the comfort of Team Sky. My mum questioned it.
Alex Dowsett, of course, part of this team. He's debutant on the Giro.
And it was because Team Sky didn't put me in a Grand Tour in my second year like they said they would. And I understood the reasons why, through lack of experience, but if a team won't put you somewhere because of a lack of experience, then you'll never be put in it. So I was like, I've got to go somewhere else to get this experience. It was quite funny during it because the boss was behind, like my new boss was in the car behind, he decided to follow me. At the first intermediate, I was told in Spanish, which I was still in the process of learning, that I was 1.5 minutes to Taylor Phinney. Now, I translated that as 1 minute 30 to Taylor Phinney, and you're second, instead of 1 minute 30 seconds ahead of Taylor Phinney. I almost just shut it down. I was like, oh, I'm not gonna, that's a huge gap after not even half distance. And then 10k later, I saw a BMC rider in the distance. And I was like, there is no way I've caught Adam Blythe for 14 minutes. He's not good at time trialing, but he's not that bad. And then I saw it, I was like, oh, that's Taylor. Okay, this is going well. Yeah, and then just sat and waited for 2.5 hours until Wiggins came in.
Bradley's coming to the side of the road, and this could be bye-bye to the Giro d'Italia for Bradley Wiggins. A very expensive piece of kit gets dumped at the side of the road here. Give me another one, he says. A very different machine. Oh, back to the old familiar for Bradley Wiggins. Now, will that spur him on, or will it diminish him? But unfortunately, Bradley Wiggins, there is Alex Dowsett's time. It's not going to be the lead, but it's going to be closer than we thought, and Bradley Wiggins has picked this up on the climb, and here he comes. This is not a bad time at all.
I didn't realise at the time just how significant it was. Like, Geraint Thomas messaged me straight after, and I was friends with Geraint, but we weren't close, but he messaged me straight away, and he was like, I've done 108 Grand Tour stages and not won one, and you've done it in 8.
Alex Dowsett has won in his debut Giro d'Italia, his debut Grand Tour, He's taken a stage. He's beaten Bradley Wiggins by 10 seconds.
I can't believe with the calibre of riders that are here, what's happened. I can't put into words what this is.
Well, what a thing to have achieved in your first Grand Tour.
Can't even mind. I was like, cool. Well, at time trialing, I'm there, and like, I'm going to stay there. I'll be fine, and then I got a few shocks to the system afterwards.
Dowsett, now with Israel's startup nation after 2 years with Katusha Alpecin, hasn't won a Grand Tour stage since his debut at the Giro.
I did rest on my laurels a little bit after winning a Grand Tour stage, and I think if it was to happen now, I would enjoy it much more than I did then. But it was quite funny afterwards with Movistar, because the team doctor, who was also like kind of one of the bosses of the team, was like, "Do you want to go home?" I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Well, you've won a stage to the Giro, you can go home if you like. You don't have to finish this now." And I was like, no, I think I'll stick around. It was quite surreal.
May would usually mean one thing in the cycling world, the Giro d'Italia. With the Corsa Rosa delayed, at least for now, inCycle will spend the next 4 weeks looking back at some of the greatest moments over the past 6 editions. This week we take a look at some of the unlikely riders to have pulled on the iconic pink leader's jersey. None may have proved the ultimate victor, but all experienced the honour of donning the Maglia Rosa. It's the Giro d'Italia's Moments in Pink. Mark Cavendish is often associated with the Tour de France thanks to his 30-stage wins, but he has an equally enviable record in Italy's Grand Tour. The Manx missile will dominate the fast finishes in the 2013 edition, bagging 5 stage wins to add to his palmarès. Stage 1 circuit through Naples provided a perfect opportunity to pull on the pink jersey again. But first he'd have to navigate through tight turns and plenty of crashes before a hectic finale.
Mark Cavendish, surely this has got to play into his hands. We've got Steegmans sitting there, Buani as well, waiting to pounce just directly behind. Adam Blythe is also in the frame here, but Viviani's got 2 men where everyone else has got less, except for Orica-GreenEDGE and Matt Goss. Matt Goss has got to be in a great position here as they come up underneath the Flamme Rouge. Lots of checking over shoulders right now. Steegmans hasn't pressed the go button just yet. And Mark Cavendish is not going to need him. He's gone by him. He's gone extremely long here, Mark Cavendish. It's got to shake Buani. Has he done it?
Well, Steegmans just didn't hold the wheel. Cavendish had to go around it and close the gap to this Orica-GreenEDGE lead-out train, currently being led by Brett Lancaster. He's got Lee Howard on his wheel. Matt Goss is in 3rd place. Blythe is on the wheel of Mark Cavendish. This has been an extremely fast run, and they look like they're on their limits already.
Latour also getting involved here. Cavendish is blocked in here. Matt Goss is in a fantastic position here. Lee Howard's leading him out. Matt Goss, where's he going to go? He's thinking about it now. Mark Cavendish has had to wake up right now. Cam goes to the other side of the road, the right-hand side. Matt Goss lights it up. He's heading for the line. Cavendish comes by him right now. It's Cavendish versus Goss. Viviani also involved. What a finish! And Cavendish is the leader of the Giro.
Yeah, that took a lot out, you know. There's a common misconception, sprinters are lazy, they do 250. Well, the sprinters, the winner, the ones that can sprint in the red zone, you know. I was in the red for most of that, you know, it was really, really hot out there. But I want this so bad.
With the 2014 Giro starting in Belfast, the Canadian rouleur Svein Tuft was part of a strong Orica-GreenEDGE team time trial unit, hotly tipped for Stage 1's race against the clock. As the 3rd team down the ramp, Tuft & Co had the benefit of largely dry roads, something that would later wreak havoc on the chances of others. Hammering through the 21.7-kilometre course in a time of 24 minutes 42 seconds, GreenEDGE faced a nervous wait, with Tuft the provisional race leader having crossed the line first. A Mega Farmer Quick-Step came closest to pushing the Australian squad out of the hot seat, but they finished 5 seconds short. The pink jersey for Tuft was assured on the day he celebrated his 37th birthday.
This is a pretty crazy way to spend your birthday, and then to finish on that note was what a treat, and I can't thank my team enough for giving me that opportunity. It's a once in a lifetime for a guy like me, and what a fantastic team.
A great moment for one of the peloton's good guys. GreenEDGE again began 2015 with team time trial victory, with Simon Gerrans the first to don the leader's jersey. By stage 4, it was on the shoulders of teammate Michael Matthews as the bunch rolled out of Chiavari for what would prove an unforgettable day on the road. The day's breakaway included 2 of Matthews' teammates, Esteban Chavez and Simon Clark, and the lead looked certain to pass to one of them by the time the break approached the final climb of the day. On the streets of La Spezia, Italian Davide Formolo slipped up the road for what would prove a sensational solo victory. On the slopes of Piazza, the remainder of the breakaway were joined by a speeding quartet of GC contenders, including Fabio Aru and Alberto Contador. This spelled danger for Clark, who struggled to hang on to the accelerating group. The Australian, though, managed to just about stay in sight and scrambled to rejoin the group on the descent. As Formolo took the stage, the bunch sprint was opening up some 300 metres behind him. The fast-finishing Clark took the sprint and the pink jersey, all while celebrating as if he'd taken the stage as well.
I was just stoked to keep the jersey in the team. You know, I knew Canada was still up the road, but I just couldn't hold the emotion in that to have been able to, you know, take the jersey and keep it in Orica for another day.
By stage 13 of the 2016 race, the GC battle had by far and large failed to ignite. That left Bob Jungels as the race leader with a 24-second advantage over Movistar's climbing domestique Andre Amador, heading into a tough stage. By the day's final climb, the GC big guns were starting to flex their muscles.
Now they open up, and this time it's Esteban Chavez who's decided to attack.
Well, I was just about to say that it's not been quite as interesting amongst the group of favourites as I was hoping for so far today. I thought we'd see at least a couple of concerted efforts to try and make a difference. On Bob Jungels has now struggled due to the acceleration of Esteban Chavez, and the pink jersey is slipping out the back of this race.
Well, that's Amador, that's Rigoberto Urán, that's Darwin Atapuma, that's Davide Formolo as well, and Enrico Battaglin going backwards. Andre Amador is losing time relative to all of the rest. Great shot, actually. You can see how hard he's pushing on this descent, weaving past the motorbikes on the road in the convoy, and that's Andre Amador. So where is he now on the road, and how far back is Bob Jungels to him?
But he's coming back to the group of favourites and riding himself potentially into the pink jersey.
Absolutely. If that's the case, if he latches onto the back of the group of favourites, who last time we saw, there they are as well. They were almost a minute up on Bob Jungels, and if Amador has that's the ride of his life.
The gutsy display of descending skills from Amador meant he finished among the top GC contenders, with Jungels coming in nearly a minute later. A day to remember for Amador, as he became the first Costa Rican to pull on a leader's jersey at a Grand Tour. 2017's spectacular Grande Partenza in Sardinia was reflected by an equally spectacular finale to the opening stage. Slated as a stage for the likes of André Greipel or Caleb Ewan, the tight turns heading into Olbia caused all kinds of problems for the peloton. And a virtually unknown rider managed to get away.
Big pickup by Bora here. They may as well just go for it, for goodness sake. And I think Benedetti's in a decent place today. This is Benedetti coming back up, I believe, at the moment. Caleb Ewan is in a half-decent position, but there's a lot of retrieval for those further back. Here we are, 1,200 to go.
Here's another left-hand corner, the penultimate corner on today's stage. They've now got a reasonably long straight, but a slight rise in the road as they come towards the Flamme Rouge. The rider from Bora Hansgrohe has found himself off the front. He was there to lead out Sam Bennett, but he's decided to go for it.
Yeah, why not? You may as well invest it. I'm just wondering if it's Matteo Palucchi here that's found himself up the road. 800 metres to go, and here comes everybody else. They've reassembled for glory, potentially to avoid disaster, I think it's fair to say. Nizzolo is in here as the metres start to run out. 500 to go. This is that nasty turn. He's got to jump on these guys. There's Greipel. Now then, here we are. This is the a worry man. There's some more to worry about at 350 to go. He's going to get it. He's going to take a steal here, I think. This is absolutely phenomenal. Bora are going to be given a gift here today, courtesy of the technical finish that we thought was going to happen. Or are they going to catch it? Very last. Haven't gone for it quite yet. There's André Greipel. Ewan's also in here, and he's got his chin on the post. 25 minutes to go. Don't celebrate too soon, my friend. Oh, big surprise. Absolutely superb. Bora bury it, and it is Postelberger who takes it for Austria.
First professional victory for me and Maglia Rosa. I didn't get it now. I think I need many weeks to realize this victory.
That's all for this edition. Until next time, keep up to date with us on social media.